Welcome to Midhurst. Just like the videos, or the poster says I should say. This is where I am today. My car is somewhere amongst that lot. And apparently, we've got this to do with today, which is really nice. Let's explore, shall we? Now, in case you're wondering, Midhurst is a small town in the far reaches of West Sussex, part of the Chichester district, just down the road from the village of Aylmore, which is a video you would not have seen because it was an absolute, complete and total disaster. But you know what? We'll turn to Aylmore another day. Oh, and just so you know, it is actually me. I came here once about 5 years ago, actually. 5 years and 3 days ago. But today's the 2nd of May, and according to my social media profile, I uploaded a load of photos from Midhurst on the 28th of April, so it's just over 5 years ago when I was here last. So I think it's great. Hopefully you can hear me. Alright, let's walk, shall we? A little bit of sticker mythology for you there. Now, like Eastbourne, a lot of the buildings have have little bits of wood painted yellow like this, including doors and window things. I forget what they're called. If I remember, I'll put something up on the screen so you actually know. And it's partially for me as well, if I'm being honest. This is amazing. Came here 5 years ago and I spent pretty much the entire day here. Getting to see why now. So, we can do this. As you can tell, it's a really nice sunny day out today. So I'm very happy. Was admittedly not the best ride on here. I may be getting a speeding ticket in the post in the week, and I may have accidentally paid twice for parking, but you know what, it's not the end of the world. I've got to look at the positives, and there are a ton of positives as you can see around here, because despite it all, I managed to get here in what is roughly an hour and 15 minutes 30 minutes later than what the internet said due to traffic and a big skeleton event up near Petworth, but apart from that, it's all good. Ooh, charity shop. I think I'll have a look in. I shall return. Check it out. No one dropped a load of blackberries. Okay, footpath is closed, so we gotta walk around. This is not safe. You know what? I'm going to walk down to the crossing and cross there. I shall return as you've seen this bit already. Now, before I actually head into town proper, I thought, just a random thought, why don't I show you quickly what's down here? So last time I was here, I never really looked around here. I mean, technically I drove in here just now, because that is the road to Eastbourne. But I thought I'd have a quick look, and I'll show you some of the sights. In hindsight, I probably should have been across the road to give you a better look at what's over there, because that's Cowdray Park. Like a big manor house, or ruins of one, I think. I can't quite remember. Actually, it might be worth actually walking up there. I would ask you, but this is a pre-recorded video, so you don't get a say. But I think most of you watching will be interested in seeing what's down there. So I suppose really I better find somewhere to cross over. Here's as good as anywhere, I think. Didn't really think this through, I'll be honest with you people. Really didn't. So let's have a quick look round there. Ooh, look at this. That is actually pretty cool. That's a sort of tree that can uplift a whole building without trying. Nature is amazing in so many ways, and in equal parts terrifying, I think. I think I'm gonna have to cross over at the lights again, so I shall return, I think. Okay, now as promised, walking towards the castle, maybe ruined castle. It's hard to tell from this distance. I think ruined may be a better word for it. And of course there's tons of people here, so it turns out there's a medieval festival today. And by the looks of it, the car park is filled up now. So I actually got lucky turning up when I did. Little blessings, eh? Absolutely amazing, I think. So, while we're walking up here, I thought I might as well show you some of the countryside around here. And not bad, is it? Not bad at all. Really isn't bad at all, this. Now, I know what's on your mind, Bill. You're asking, James, why did you go to Midhurst? Because I think it's nice and I wanted to show you all. Now, originally, this was not part of the plan. I was planning to go out today, but that was about it. But yesterday I had this great idea. Why don't I catch the bus to Homebush, walk back and show the sights that I walked past on my way home? But unfortunately, due to road closures, I was unable to catch the bus, and it's 1 hour. So that day got partially ruined. And as it's nice weather now, I thought I've got to do more travel videos, especially as there's no wind now. So I've got no excuses not to share this all with you. And if I'm honest, I'm kind of running out of things to say in my talking videos, you know? I can only keep saying the same thing so much, and I'm determined to keep this channel going and document my mental health progress and all that lot, but sometimes you can only repeat yourself so many times before people get bored of it. Considering I'm down subscribers now. I mean, I had 111, then I went down 108 and up to 110 now, which is nice, but got to keep it going. I think the best thing I can do to show my progress is to show me enjoying myself, because that is part of the journey, you know. You've got to create some memories. So for now, this is, I've never actually walked down here before. I've been in Midhurst before, I never walked down here. Always knew this was here, but I never really thought to look at it properly, and looking now I can now see this is a ruined castle. You can probably tell if you're watching this on a screen bigger than the phone being used to record this footage. That's still amazing though. I don't think you can get in for free, but we can have a little walk around to have a little look. And if this video is long enough, I might make it a two-parter. At least that way I can keep it at 4K quality. Because if you remember, when I done my walking to Brighton video on New Year's Day, or well, I walked it on New Year's Day. I can't remember when the video was uploaded. I had to download the quality because apparently 1 hour at 4K was too much for my computer to handle. I thought it was a space thing, but it's not. So if I can make this into 2 parts, that'd be something. And again, video shouldn't be too long anyway. The whole point of video is short entertainment, you know. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with putting on long films and documentaries on YouTube, because some of the stuff that people make here is absolutely amazing. But I don't think I should be going into the range of strictly long entertainment. Not yet anyway. Need to master the short stuff, then I can worry about the long stuff. This is nice. Yep, as I suspected, it is ruins. Although you can tell just by looking at it. Now what sorry. Thought I swallowed something then. I'll have to get... Actually, I'm going to get a drink now. And I shall return. So, there they are. The Cowdray ruins in there. Well, I can't really call it glory, can you? It's in such a state of disrepair. But it's nice to look at. Let's explore, shall we? I'm beginning to think that 4 hours may not have been enough time for me to pay for in the car park now, I'll be honest with you. Soon as there's stuff happening around here. You know what? We shall worry about that when it happens. Or when the time comes, I should say. For now, I'm going to enjoy myself and show you what I can see. Now, admittedly, I don't really know much about Cowdray. I know it's here. And that's about it, really. I'm guessing that's the gift shop and cafe. But we're not going to have a look at that yet. First of all, we're going to have a look at we're just going to look around there. Something called the Walled Garden, if it's free entry and they don't charge you, hopefully. Ooh. Now this is something I've only seen once before. I don't get away from these. Now, as I was saying, this is a house I've only seen one like this before, where it's on like stilts. There's one in Shoreham, right up north. Well, North Shoreham really, surrounded by houses. You can't really see much else of it. It's quite interesting. Now, I don't actually know if it was built on those stone rings, whether they just done that to help protect it, maybe. Hard to tell. This is something, isn't it, people? It really is something. Think of all the things that used to happen here. There have been parties, there have been murders, plotting for the murders. All sorts of exciting things happening around here. I'm guessing that's for the medieval festival coming up. Let's have a look around here first, shall we? God, mate, I wasn't planning to come here today. It was just going to be about Midhurst village itself, but we're here, so let's enjoy ourselves, shall we? Yes, I'm aware I keep saying that. I think this might be it. For those of you who don't know, those metal posts you can see are for rugby. For you Americans, it's sort of like American football, but without the armour. Or the padding, I should say. Look it up on YouTube, and you'll see exactly what I mean. As I seem to be walking out of it, I'll probably turn around in a minute. As I said, this wasn't exactly how I planned my day, but you know what? I have no regrets coming out here. Right. I think now it's the time to head back into Midhurst. I don't want to lose too much. I'm only here for 4 hours. I dread to think how much time I lost at the beginning trying to get that first bit of video in and trying to cross the road earlier. James out for now. You remember earlier when I said I was going to cross the road because it wasn't safe where I was and I wanted to see a bit more of Midhurst town? Well, this is where I actually plan to end up. So we're back to it now. We're back on schedule, as they say. Turns out another good about just over 3 hours before I get to my car as well, so that's nice. Now what can I tell you about Midhurst? Not a lot really. It's nice. It's an old market town, as you'll soon see by the big market square. There's a medieval festival going on here today. Local football team plays in Easebourne, and it shares a name with the village of Easebourne. As you can tell, it's a nice touristy hotspot as well, which is still going through a lot of regeneration, to say, I guess you could call it. But it is, however, absolutely gorgeous here. And the fact that I haven't been here for about 5 years is an absolute tragedy. It really is. But I'm here now. I'm making up for it. My car's nice enough to let me cross the road then. However, if you are in the area, I do suggest you all come along and show some love, because this place really does deserve it. Really does. Look at that. So nice around here. It really is nice. Sometimes these things just leave me lost for words, you know. I absolutely love this sort of place. If you're, as I said, if you're here, show some love. It deserves it. This place really does deserve it. Look at that. A hardware in 1812. Now that ain't a store chain store, is it? Not the sort of thing you'd find in Worthing anyway. Ooh, independent bookshop as well. You know what? I think I will. Change shall return. Okay, I'm out now. The bookshop didn't really offer much for me, but it was fun to look in. Now this there looks like one of those little independent greengrocers, which you just don't see in most parts of the world nowadays, or this country anyway. There's more up there, but I'm going up here for now. Now for anyone visiting this place, if there's not a medieval festival on, I do recommend a good 3-4 hours here. This should really soak up the place. Although this is most of it, after this it's just houses and industrial areas. And this time of year at least you'll see an absolute ton of flowers all over the place. Although this is a florist here, so that's probably not the best example. So you got more stuff down there. Oh, okay, the tennis club and the bowling green are down there, but I don't do tennis or bowls. So let's walk on. Now hopefully this video will be up within about a week or so with me being here. Not just for editing, but it also allows time for other videos to get up as well. Because admittedly I haven't been the happiest person lately, which is another, what's it call it, incentive for me to get out and come to somewhere like this. Got that little street down there, you got that main one. We'll walk down here and we'll come up that little one down there, which will be best appreciated, especially when I find somewhere safer to cross. I can tell this is the older part of town when you see streets that narrow. Doesn't really mean much else, I don't think. I remember rightly, there wasn't much else beyond these lights, but we're going to explore because I can't remember. And I am aware I keep saying this, but I'm going to repeat myself a lot. If you're new to this channel, you'll realise that I do repeat myself a heck of a lot. I really do. Not intentional, it's just what I do. I guess you could call it my thing. And that time up there is roughly correct. So it is 11:15 now. I'm guessing this is the less livelier part, as you can probably tell. Not quite as much happens here. It's nice all the same though. We're going to carry on in that direction, not sure which direction it is. Admittedly, I never went to scout swim, so I don't know which is north, south, east or west. I know the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. In theory is that way, so this should be south, but I could be wrong. But due to traffic, I'm going to cross at the crossings. I do recommend people do this as well, because you know, it's just slightly safer. Also gives me a good excuse to look at all these plants here. I love them when you get little places like this that just take pride in their appearance. So many places nowadays don't. And yet they always find an excuse, you know? It's like the place I live. They don't do much like that and always say, oh, it gets vandalised, when half time it doesn't. It's just an excuse for them to be cheap. I've learned that. Cost cutting seems to trump, you know, beauty, the aesthetic, if you will, and that just bugs me. Sometimes it feels like people don't appreciate the aesthetic, or we're not allowed to appreciate, because certain people have to say, oh no, that would just cost too much, which in a way makes me wish I lived somewhere like this. But for mine, without a train station here, I'd be driving and busing most places, so admittedly it's not for me. And you know, prices here are probably very expensive. House prices around there, I imagine. Considering I am a minimum wage worker, and pretty much every job I have from now until death will be minimum wage, I'm not going to afford this sort of thing. Unless, of course, I suddenly get a crap ton of subscribers, which is unlikely. It's been over a year now, and I'm on 100. And I'm nowhere near getting monetized yet, which is a shame, but you know what? That's life. And if I'm honest, doing videos like this is actually quite fun. It's a nice little hobby if you can get it. I do recommend other people start a YouTube channel. And I'm aware I shouldn't really be saying it. Oh, look at that funny looking bus. Now, where was I? Oh, yes. I do recommend most people start a YouTube channel. Just do things like, don't have to do what I'm doing, you know, just get in a camera and share your passions, you know, share who you are, let the world see who you are. It's a great thing, and I can honestly say I'm a much better person now than before I started my channel. Now admittedly it does look like I'm coming out of it slightly, but we shall persist and we shall see what we find, because that's the whole point of these videos. You explore. Well, I'm exploring for me. I'm sure most of you who don't know Midhurst, I doubt many of you do watching this, will also feel the same. Okay. That sign there confirms I'm definitely walking south, or at least a southerly direction. I do believe that's a church up there. Let's have a look. Love the way they've kept everything looking like that. They could have easily have knocked it down and done something new. Okay, there's the police station. There's... ooh, a Sainsbury's down there. And an Argus. And there's petrol. You can't tell, but... oh, there you go. Petrol's 159 and diesel's 195. It's absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. So, I personally, me, a non-monetized YouTuber, cannot really do much about that, unfortunately. Especially if I intend on going places. Although now that summer's coming up, I will be looking into more public transport journeys to save on petrol costs. Now where was I? Oh yes. I do remember coming down here. Now I'm here, I do remember this. There's like it's like a modern church. Judging by the iconography on the outside, it's probably a Catholic church. Catholic church is always nice to look at. And I do believe this is roughly where the fun part of town roughly ends. So after this it's just new houses and an industrial estate, if I remember rightly. Eventually it all comes back to you. And it's only been 5 years. Even these houses are slightly nice, and they haven't, unlike where I live, they haven't paved over the entire green area to make room for cars either, which I can't really blame people for sometimes, because it is a necessity of the modern world. And there, people, is the church. Let's have a look. And I was correct, it's a Catholic church for St. Mary and St. Francis. Not sure if I'll be able to get looking, but we'll see what we can do as we're here. They might let me in, have a look. Right, James shall return. If you see church footage, then you know I made it in. If I'm back outside explaining that I couldn't get in, then you know what happened. Right, James out for now. Now, if you wish to know whether I got into the church or not, you're going to have to wait for part 2. I decided to make this a 2-part video because I figured more than a half hour would really be too long. Now the next part will be uploaded within just under 96 hours. From the upload time, that is. Not from the time you're watching this, because then there'll be a lot more time would have passed by then. So until then, see you soon.